Thank you everyone for taking the time to join us today. My name's Todd Sennert. I'm the contracting manager here at Yankee Alliance. And I just want to say that Yankee Alliance, we're very proud to be partnered with Learnsoft as our sole supplier for learning management systems under contract YASV042. And we're very excited to have them presenting today on a topic I think that could benefit everyone, from onboarding to employee retention, and to teach us a little bit more about learning management systems. So with that, I will turn it over to Patrick O'Neill, the sales director from Learnsoft. And if anyone has any questions regarding the contract afterwards or anytime after, please reach out to your local Yankee Alliance account manager. Thank you. Patrick, I'll take it. Go ahead.
Perfect. Thanks, Todd. Can you hear me okay? And you can see the screen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, appreciate everyone's time today. I'm really excited to be here today. So Todd, thanks again for teeing this up. My name's Patrick O'Neill. I'm a sales director here on the Learnsoft team. I have been in the talent and healthcare e-learning space about 12 years. Been with Learnsoft just under 2 years. And again, really excited to be speaking with you today about all things onboarding and Learnsoft. So here's a brief agenda. We're going to be spending a few minutes talking about onboarding, specifically challenges we hear in the field, as well as the benefits of a streamlined process. I'll talk a little bit about Learnsoft and our focus, and then we will spend a quick bite-sized demo, is what I call it, sort of a demo short in our platform. So maybe about 10, 12 minutes towards the end, and I hope to leave quite a bit of time here at the end for Q&A. As Todd mentioned, please feel free to use the chat functions. I have members of my team standing by if there's any questions that need to be answered. Onboarding challenges. So clearly no stranger to anyone on this call, and in this day and age, from the employee perspective to the organization itself, onboarding really impacts everyone. And in healthcare, as you guys know, it's uniquely challenging. There's just a ton of knowledge to ramp up on different disciplines. You have patient care and the balance, and then we have all these macro factors, right? Staffing, operational, a changing regulatory landscape. You know, onboarding almost seems like an impossible feat. So when we talk about onboarding challenges, we wanted to share from our perspective some of the challenges that we hear about most. Time, disconnection, and misalignment. So time in healthcare, we always hear about hire to floor. But are your onboarding processes too rushed? Are they too slow? How are you in finding the balance between a purposeful but efficient experience? Disconnection. Does your onboarding process feel like a vacuum or a one-off? Are your new hires experiencing a consistent and connected process? And is it standardized across the board? As you guys know, in healthcare, having a standard or adhering to a standard is key. And then misalignment. Is there a connection to the mission, vision, values of your organization? Does the employee feel like you, the employer, are invested in them? And is there a sense of belonging? On the flip side, what does a streamlined onboarding experience consist of? Well, feedback we hear, it's automated, it feels connected and integrated, and it provides employees a clear pathway. So when we talk about automation, especially this day and age, it's all about making it easy. We have a younger generation of employees. I mean, I'm an older millennial. I can't believe I'm saying that now. I'm 40 and I'm an older millennial, but I'm of the generation that I want things fast, efficient. I want to feel supported. I don't need any complications or inefficiencies when it comes to onboarding. How about eliminating the manual? Not only does that take a toll on your employees, your new hires, but it's a huge strain on your staff. And so automation is key. It gives people time back. Using systems that do the heavy lift for you. And ultimately, automation allows you to be ready. We talk about in healthcare a constant state of readiness. So whether that's ramping up a new hire in a critical skill or adhering to DMV, Joint Commission, the state surveyors, et cetera, having and being in a state of readiness is key. Integration. What this really means is how well do your systems talk And is there consistency of information? Is it accurate? Are you able to get employees into your systems upon hire? And are you able to leverage all of the system logic that you have in-house to better govern your processes and to provide more accountability? In healthcare, we always talk about a significant span of control. In other industries, one manager to 7, 8 employees. In healthcare, it's potentially one nurse leader or one manager to 30, 40 different staff members. And so providing better visibility and that data allows you to govern more effectively. And then flexibility in data is also key when it comes to an integrated onboarding experience. What that really gives you is insights into what's working well, what's not. It also allows you to trigger certain activities within onboarding. So in healthcare, whether that's syncing up with your BI systems or it's triggers with your Epic EMR, all of that flexibility and portability in data is very key. And then last but not least, clear pathways. And what we really mean about talking about clear pathways from an onboarding perspective is 2 words. It's personalized and it's relevant. It's all about meeting your employees where they are. It's about providing very specific role-based, discipline-specific education. It's about even providing self-directed resources, giving them choice and empowering them. Ultimately, all of this is leading to a confident and competent new hire. And the more confident they are, the more engaged, the more productive, and the safer they're going to be, which in healthcare is obviously critical. So there's a lot in the onboarding lifecycle, and I'm not here to tell you that Learnsoft and an LMS partner is the silver bullet that will cure all ills. However, the data shows that a quality learning and development experience correlates with higher rates of retention, employee engagement, and confidence. So no, the LMS is not the answer, but it's a piece of the puzzle. And here at Learnsoft, we believe it's a critical launch point for your new employees. So just a little bit about Learnsoft, and then we'll dive into the platform because I know you all are anxious to see that. We were founded in 2005 with the mission to enable the most productive, prepared, compliant, and happy workforce. We actually started as a software company to manage live training, and the technology and the software has evolved into really managing all aspects of training and education. And since then, we've been on a steady growth path. Recently, we're named a leader in HR technology by Talent Culture for ease of use and intuitive design, something that we're really excited about. So I'm happy to get into this, certainly on another call, and I won't spend a ton of time on the Learnsoft sales pitch, if you will. But Learnsoft is a configurable LMS, and our goal really is twofold. If you were to kind of peanut butter spread everything, is we want to be able to support your workflow, and we want to make it easy on your caregivers and admins. And we know that a system that can support your workflow means expediting the hire to floor process. It means cutting down on manual tasks and workarounds, which I know in healthcare is the last thing that you want to be doing. So just real quickly, I always kind of pose this slide as why our customers like us. I talked about configurability there, but when it comes to our platform, we have a multi-tenant setup. So we allow for different hierarchy setups, fields, privileges, which is hugely important in healthcare, especially with the number of departments, locations you can potentially have. We have tools to track and drive compliance and quality initiatives, competency initiatives, checklists, et cetera. The seamless learner experience, like I said before, we try to make it really easy on them. And 99% of the system is going to be used by end users. No offense to those admins, but a lot of your employees that are going to be in the system are users. And they're really busy. So we want to make it provide them as little complication as possible. Integrating efficiently with your HR systems, I talked about that and the importance in providing a quality onboarding experience, but integrating with HR, Oracle, Workday, PeopleSoft, ADP, UKG, even virtual teams tracking, virtual classroom, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, like we're on now. Power BI. Efficiently fitting into your technology and your process is what we do really well. And reporting, it's your data, needs to be out of the box. It needs to be simple, but self-service as well if there's stuff that you need to get access to. And we believe, again, this is your data, so we want to give you access on demand to the things that you need. And then support, we sort of have an old school white glove approach to our support process. And we think the secret there is really a regular cadence of communication. All of our support and implementation is done in-house. Talking to real live humans. It's something that we're really proud of, and I'm happy to talk to you more about that, certainly after today's call. So here's the proverbial NASCAR slide before I get into the demonstration. Historically, we have focused in government and in healthcare. And today our learning platform serves over 800,000 learners and counting. I show this slide to you because we really do focus on those organizations with a complex system or setup. And it doesn't mean you have to have 100,000 employees or even 10,000 employees. But in healthcare, what I mean by complex, you have different locations, different departments, and different roles and privileges and supervisory structures throughout your system. It's very highly regulated. So making sure that people have the right privileges to do the right things at the right time in your LMS is critical. So with that said, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes in the demo. We're at 1:12, so I hope to wrap by 1:25 Central Time. That is 2:25 Eastern, and hopefully we can get to some Q&A. So, Todd, I'm going to stop sharing real quickly. And you let me know when you can see my screen.
You are up and running, sir.
Up and running. Great. All right. So I know we probably have varying degrees of LMS experience here on this call. My goal in the next 12 minutes, which is almost an impossibility to do a demo like this in 12 minutes, but it's after lunchtime and I think all you're willing to give me is 12 minutes. So my goal is just to hit on the major aspects. This is meant to be a drive-by. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat. Again, know that I'm happy to set some additional time with anyone after the call. So let's first talk general in the system. This is a SaaS-based platform. In the cloud, nothing on-prem. Learnsoft is browser and device agnostic, so desktop, iPad, mobile device. You are able to customize everything that you're seeing here from a color and branding perspective, which is really nice if you have different locations, different aspects of your hierarchy where customizations are needed, like maybe home health or skilled nursing, behavioral health, et cetera, maybe outside the four walls of the acute care system. As far as login, there's a way to direct log into the system, username and password, but we also have the ability to SSO, which from an onboarding new hire perspective is really nice, and you're not having to memorize a ton of passwords. We also have the ability to deliver new courseware assignments to new employees via email. So literally no training necessary in the platform. They would receive an email, quick launch right into the course. For those that aren't as familiar with LMS systems, Learnsoft operates on role-based access. So what that means is every single person in the LMS, based on the group that they belong to, has various privileges and visibility into the system. Certainly you don't want your users creating content or unenrolling themselves from their HIPAA course, right? So everybody has certain privileges and policies that they adhere to in the system. For today's purposes, I'm just an admin, so you're seeing a lot of different stuff in the system. But for a user, you're really only going to see from my profile up. You'll see the dashboard, the library, et cetera. Every piece of data that comes over into the system is from that system of record, as I mentioned, the HR system, and we can do that nightly, multiple times a day, or we can even set up an API, which gives you the ability to real-time sync with your HR system, which from an onboarding new hire perspective is key. You don't want to have to wait, a day or two to get new people into the system, right? It's all about hire floor. So real quickly, let's start going through the platform. Right now, I am logged in as Sandy Start. I am a user, I'm an admin, but really from a user perspective, what you're seeing now is what all of your users will see, which is the dashboard. It's very intuitive. You can see, I can see as a user what's due, what's next, what upcoming courses do I have, any certifications coming due, any credit hours that I've already completed. Really, this is from an assignment perspective for your users. It's really all about getting in, getting what I need to have done, and getting out. Now, certainly there's opportunities for them to self-enroll in education as well. You can see a list of courses and assignments that I have here at the bottom. And all of these widgets up here at the top are customizable. So if you don't want to see upcoming certifications or competencies needing sign off, clearly your users aren't going to be seeing that, but this is customizable. I also have a calendar here at the top. As I mentioned at the beginning, we are a full service LMS for all aspects of training. We do have the ability to manage live events. And for visual learners, which most people are, this is a nice way to sort of filter by calendar. So I see a CPR course that I want to register for. I might see a clinical skills fair that I need to register for. You can sort through by the calendar. So I'm going to go ahead down here to my to-do list here. I'm going to launch a course. So this is just a sample course. And 1 second. Let me log back in. I apologize. All right, so let's do Office Ergonomics Essentials, which sounds really awesome. So you can see here in-course navigation, the various checkpoints. There might be even tests or evaluations, but clearly see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I cannot move on from 1 to 2 until I complete. Obviously, this is just a completely made up course, but you're able to create curriculums. This is really important. So think a new hire onboarding curriculum. I've got maybe a pretest. I've got an e-learning activity. I've got a PDF or a SCORM file that I've uploaded. Maybe it's something as simple as a drug and alcohol abuse policy that the student can acknowledge that they've read. So you're able to group different activities into what we call curriculums. You're also able to create tests and evaluations in the platform, and I'll hit on evaluations here in a minute. From a content perspective, Learnsoft is content agnostic. So a lot of the courseware that you're going to be putting into the LMS, Learnsoft does not build our own content. What we do is we provide you the tools to upload your own, right? Stuff that you've created, third-party authoring tools, Articulate, Captivate, etc. You can buy off the shelf from other content vendors, like LinkedIn Learning, for instance. We also partner with an organization called Open Sesame, which is a very large marketplace for pretty much anything from compliance to office skills, HIPAA, preventing sexual harassment. Got a whole wealth of information. We also have industry partners. And by industry partners, I mean clinical skills providers. For example, like an Elsevier. We're able to integrate with their skills and their checklists. So you're able to, as a preceptor, check off your staff on those particular skills. We have a partnership with the AHA. So if you're doing online, let's just say HeartCode BLS, you can take HeartCode BLS online, take your certificate, take it to your instructor, or if you're using the voice-assisted mannequin, either way, that's fine. All of those keys, all of those AHA cards, all housed in Learnsoft platform. True integration with the AHA for BLS, ACLS, or PALS. So let's go into the content library. This is a catalog. This is a simple Google keyword search. So you can search up here by name, description, any sort of course properties. And here in your course catalog is where all of your e-learnings will be, your instructor-led trainings, your virtual classrooms, really anything. And this is all based on what you want to make visible. So maybe there's a course that is only assignable, right? Like a HIPAA, or maybe there's a CPR course through HeartCode that you don't want people enrolling in because you don't want them burning your keys. You can make that assignable only so that staff aren't able to see those things. So you can see just a couple of options over here. This is a BLS for a healthcare provider. I can see a bunch of different start, end dates, a bunch of different options that may work for my schedule, and I can go ahead and enroll myself into those courses. Now, again, that's something that the administrator has set up. Other ways in which you can search, I mean, you can search by date range, CE hours, CE units. A lot of this is the demo site. So, but a lot of this is customizable, and your ability to create your different course catalogs is really up to you during implementation. Let's go over to my transcript. This is what you think it would be. This is what you've completed. And you're able to add certainly what you've completed online, whether it's an e-learning, an outside activity, a URL. You're able to add certainly all of your ILTs. You're able to add outside learning events. Maybe you've gone to a lecture, an offsite event, something with CE or credit hours. Now you can stipulate whether or not you want your users to be able to upload that or not. I would probably recommend that they don't upload stuff to their transcript, and they have have a process internally for that. But all doable as far as the My transcript, and you can export this data. You can also customize it to where the report is showing different things, right? You don't need to have credit hours or credit units, etc. I mentioned the profile information coming over from your HR systems. This is really the source of truth for everything that's in the LMS and how you operate it. But you can see pretty basic stuff in here: personal information, employee information. You can require this or not. Classifications, licensures. Really, it's up to you. What do you want to bring over from your HR system? Things like certifications and license information is really good to bring over while you can still maintain that source of truth in your HR system. Being able to report on that data and being able to assign education based on those certifications, based on the licenses, based on hire dates is really, really nice. So I'm not saying bring over 100 fields, but it's nice to bring over fields that really can empower your system and help it, do the heavy lifting that it needs to do. From a reporting perspective, we have a lot of different reports. We have canned reports. We have reports that you can set and create on your own. Really, reporting is kind of a set it and forget it. Ideally, you're going to help, if you're an admin, I say you, if you're an administrator, you want to set those reports up for your managers and your leaders within the organization. Set it up, send it to their email and say, listen, this needs to be sent on the last Friday of every month or the first Monday of every week. And we want to send all that information out so it's at their fingertips. And they're easy to use, obviously pretty legible here, friendly to the eyes, a lot of different ways that you can slice and dice data in our system. But again, let the platform do the heavy lifting for you. As far as, other things, I know we only have about a minute left before I want to wrap up. We have the ability to set up student groups, which is critical for onboarding. So you can set up different assignments for different job roles and disciplines so that when they're added to your HR system, you've already had the assignment set up in your LMS. So on day one, they get the assignments that you've deemed necessary for them. We have the ability to customize notifications in the system. We have the ability to do evaluations, which is really nice from a onboarding perspective. So this one you can see, this was an evaluation on acute care nurse practitioner and rating the instructor. So you have the ability to set up different rating scales from an evaluation standpoint. I mentioned test builder. I won't get into that because it's 1:25 and I promised 5 minutes at the end. So thank you for going through this with me. I cannot see the chat, but I'm going to stop here. I'm going to pause and see if there are any questions from the group. And I don't use zoom all that off. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So let's start. I've got some here. Do you integrate with AHA for? Yes, we do. We integrate for AHA or with AHA, sorry, for resuscitation. That's BLS, ACLS, and PALS. We have RQ integration with RQI as well as heart code, depending on which one that you provide. And we provide a blended approach. So if they want to take the online cognitive, we can do that and do the skills with an instructor. You can manage all of that in the system. Let's see. Yes, you can set assignments. Can you set assignments based on expiring certifications? Yes, you can. You can, and those can be one-time or recurring. Let's see, does the system promote management of live instructor-led training? It does. So there's all sorts of different bells and whistles when it comes to live instructor-led training. So there's resources, there's building management, there's wait listing. We have a role in our system for instructors, so they're able to print off rosters and sheets. They're able to manage sign-in, so a whole slew of functionality when it comes to managing live instructor-led training. We do have the ability to integrate with external BI systems. Depends on which one you're using, but understand that with API capability, that's something that we can help with. And then can you talk more about support? Is there online tutorials? Yeah, we have what's called a knowledge base, and I'm happy to send you some more information on that. But that's really like an online wiki and a how-to, which is really important in healthcare, right? You've got new users, you got new admins, you got new supervisors coming in at all different points within the organization. So ensuring they have a good understanding of how the platform works, both from an admin and user perspective, is critical. So I'm happy to send just any more information on knowledge base, is what we call it, after today's call. All right, Todd, I'm just mining. Let's see.
We're coming up 228, Patrick.
Yeah. Okay, great. And yes, you can use Elsevier content in Learnsoft. Yes, whether that's courseware, whether that's procedures and skills, or it's a checklist, like I mentioned before. And your preceptors are actually able to check off in our system, check them off, and have automated record of those skills checklists. Any other questions? Going through here, I think. I think we're good. Well, I'm going to stop sharing. So we will have a recording of this webinar sent out to those that want to rewatch or those that weren't able to make it today. If there's anything that you need as far as questions go, I'm trying to pull up back up my PowerPoint so you can see my email. Here we go. Can you see that okay, Todd?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So here's my email address. If there's anything that you need, please let me know. We really appreciate your time. And Todd, I don't know if there's anything that you wanted to add or provide any closing thoughts.
No, we really appreciate you guys doing this today. We appreciate the partnership. And again, if anyone has any questions about the contract and you want to talk with your local Yankee account manager, it's contract number YASV042. Just want to thank everyone for joining today. We appreciate everyone's help.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.